So, why did I start AOW? I always get asked this question, and I want everybody to be able to kind of zoom in and understand truly how AOW started. Action over words, right? So I'm going to share with you something that I don't usually share with a lot of people. It's more of a personal note when I know you, in more intimate setting. And so I'm legally deaf. I had spinal meningitis and contracted spinal meningitis at birth. And so I lost my hearing over the course of a number of years. So I've been to specialty schools. I've learned sign language. However, I mainly use lip reading. I use a lot of adaptions, accommodations. You always see my assistant with me, Christopher. I have a service animal. I travel very frequent, and I need to ensure that everything is prepared before I get there. So, why did I start AOW? Action over words. How many times can you think if you've been told no, or maybe you really can't? Maybe you don't have that connection. Maybe that's never occurred to you. In terms of, for me, that was a consistent. It was a constant no, a constant just stop, pause. You don't need to go anymore, right? And why should I have limitations? Kim, why do you want to do this? You don't need to do that. You can just file for disability, sit back and calm down and just take a break. That's not what I want to do. I had desires and goals that I wanted to reach. However, every time I turned around, there was someone who was telling me no, right? You can't do this. You don't need to do that. You know, people with disability, those who are legally deaf, they don't do that, right? How many times do I have to hear no before I can finally hear yes? And the consistent no's and the consistent placing boundaries and barriers and placing hurdles in front of me, it fueled me to show those who said no that I can do what I said I'm going to do. It fueled me to say, whatever you can do, I guarantee you I'll do it better. It fueled me to say, there's no item or there's nothing in this lifetime that if I put my mind to it, even though I am struggling, even though I am limited, there's nothing that I can't achieve, regardless of who else or what type of other support that I get. I can at least clap for myself and cheer for myself to get there. So how did I start AOW? I started it out of fight and flight, right? Fight and flight mode, because I'm determined. I'm determined. Have you ever played a sport? Actually, in high school or whatever, I'm a basketball player. So that's me. Have you ever played a sport? Have you ever had to sit on the sideline by yourself? If you haven't, maybe there's another situation, scenario I can compare. Have you ever done anything where you feel like you've got the world against you and it's nothing but yourself? And if you have, then you can relate, because that is why I started AOW. Is because I wanted to define the odds. I don't make it known when I go somewhere that I'm legally deaf, and I don't because I don't want you to see me any different. Don't treat me any different, right? I understand that I need accommodations. I understand I need adaptations, but the biggest thing is I tell somebody, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I read lips. I really need to, I really need to look at you when you're lip reading." And the flamboyancy is, let me speak louder. And it's embarrassing, right? It's truly embarrassing. So after living so long being uncomfortable and feeling like I'm being outed or put on a pedestal to say, hey, this is your special needs area, right? I got to the point where I just started withdrawing. Okay, well then nobody speak to me. And so one thing about me is I have severe social anxiety. And if you've met me, one, you probably wouldn't know, hey, Kim, I had no clue that you were legally deaf. I had no clue that you had social anxiety, right? because I speak at large presentations, conventions, thousands, right? However, when I'm on stage, I'm comfortable, I'm there. However, when I get more on a one-on-one, and if you don't understand my hearing need, because I don't say it up front, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for me to be able to follow if you don't enunciate your lips. It's a challenge for me if you don't give your facial expression. And I'm watching your body language, or if your body language does not actually mimic what you're saying. So oftentimes I don't put that information out there, but that's something that I definitely wanted to be able to share. Now, AOW, action over words, is created out of fight or flight mode. And so, fight or flight, I've got to show, I've got to improve, I've got to be able to show the world that everything that you told me I could not do, that, hey, look at me, I'm doing it, right? However, the other piece, and the reason why I started Action Over Words, is because so many people say so many things, but they don't make the action to do it, right? If there's something that I wanted to do and I tell you I'm going to do it, you don't have to cheer me on, because I'm used to not being cheered on. I'm used to sitting on that sideline. I'm used to being uncomfortable. However, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to put steps in place to ensure that I do it, because I want to prove you wrong. I want to ensure that you know that I've proved you wrong. I want to ensure that you understand that I stick to my word, and regardless of my disability, regardless of how much help I may not have, and how much struggle and how many times I fall, I get back up. And the other piece of why I started AOW was because of the frustration of individuals who are completely whole. When I say completely whole, you got 2 eyes, you got 20/20 vision, you got perfect hearing, your balance is all good. You got 10 fingers, 10 toes, everything the good Lord gave you, right? You have all of the resources. And I speak to these individuals every single day. And hey, I know what I want to do. I have a passion and a drive to serve seniors, and this is what I'm going to do. But yeah, I'm going to check with you next week, right? Okay, next week, next month, next year, 10 years, okay? What is it that holds you in place? What is it that makes it uncomfortable for you? I oftentimes ask people, just think about it. What makes it uncomfortable for you, right? Because I know what makes it uncomfortable for me. And however, how uncomfortable I am, because believe me, I get uncomfortable. I am going to make it work, because I'm tired. I'm tired of people telling me no, that I cannot do it. So when I started the process of assisting people in terms of helping them open RALs, and of course I had all of the bringing up in it, I had all of the knowledge, the training, I had all of the experience, all of those things were there. However, what fueled me on that and was in terms of saying we're going to do something, right? But not completing the task. And I don't take failure as an option, right? If you said that we're going to do it, let's get there, right? Let me hold your hand, let's get there. And we're going to put the steps in place, right? Whatever barriers, whatever challenges, we're going to take care of that as we approach it. So what were the barriers? What were the challenges, right? It was HOA officials. It was town hall reps. It was it was state officials. It was locality. It was those who placed those boundaries in terms of, hey, no, you're in an HOA. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. What? I shouldn't provide comfortable, welcoming, nurturing environment for seniors, a safe space, a safe place. I shouldn't provide that. Why not? Right? So I felt so strong, and I felt so adamant, specifically my clients are amazing people, right? You're amazing. You're an amazing person. You do good things, good deeds, right? You have a passion and drive to serve seniors. You want to help someone in need, right? And you have what you need. You have the tools. The need exists. The need exists. People are homeless. Seniors are homeless. There are facilities that are unlicensed. However, your property isn't 25 feet set back. Is that why you would deny me, knowing that I'm going to do a good deed, a good justice to the community? I'm going to do good by these seniors. I'm going to give them the quality care, the love that they need. However, you have to tell me, because my property is not set 25 feet back, that I can't do it. That is not an option for me. And that is why I started AOW. Is because there are people out here that want to do good, right? There's small business owners, small homeowners. There's small people who have big hearts and they want to do good. But because of these small limitations on physical boundaries, because your height of your ceiling is 1 inch off to the left and everything else, you tell me no. That is why I started AOW. It's because I know regulations. If there's anything else, I know regulations, right? And I know in terms of, because my roof is slanted just 1 inch to the left, that there's a variance or a waiver or something that you can grant me to be able to do justice, do good in this community. That's why I started AOW. I started AOW because there's people with big hearts who truly have the same passion and drive and desire that I had, right? To help. I love seniors. Because I was born and raised in Sister Living. I love seniors. And I'm very passionate about them. Being a state regulator, I am very, very passionate. I know care. And so in terms of, if I'm going to bring somebody to the forefront table and say, hey, this person, I'm vouching, they need to open an assisted living. Believe me, I'm not going to allow a 1 inch slant to the roof for you to say and stop us in terms of giving us boundaries. So that's something that I wanted to be able to share with everyone in terms of why I started AOW. It's because people want to say no to the things that they don't know. People want to say no to the things that they think they may be afraid of, right? It's not that they're afraid of it. It's afraid because of the unknown. In terms of assisted living, we're servicing seniors, right? It's mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, okay? We are working with beautiful communities, upscale luxury, right? We're making sure that they're comfortable and that they're safe. And we are ensuring that they are living the greatest life that they can live. And I refuse when I know that a client is doing the best that they can. I refuse when I know a client is phenomenal at what they do. I know that they have big hearts. I refuse to allow small things to get in the way. I refuse for people to tell my clients no. Because I know I have been there, and I've been there too long. And this is why I started AOW. So that is my story that I'm sharing with you. I'm challenging you to self-evaluate, right? What was your desire? What did you want to do? You want to open an assisted living? Why haven't you done it yet? It's likely because of you that you haven't done it, right? You have everything that you need. The resources are there. It's provided. All you have to do is take action. You don't know how to take action? Then go to a consultant. Doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody that you feel is appropriate. Do your due diligence. But stop allowing comfort, relaxation. Stop allowing noise in the background of listening to other people of what they're saying and still fear. I am challenging you to push and do the things that you wanted to do. Because in terms of, for me, I am going to. If I say that I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. So this is my information. This is my story. I'm encouraging you to take action.